Hi ho, Kiki the Vlog here. Welcome back to the Turbo Jetta. We are going to take the exhaust system off of this car today because every piece of it is shot. So we got the shop manual out and we're starting here with the turbo exhaust pipe. We do know that there are broken studs in the block for the exhaust manifold, so we are going to have to get in there and drill those out. And you know my history with drilling out broken studs and bolts and stuff, so gonna tackle those fears head on. Anyway, let's get into it. Look at that. That's crazy. I better not say anything else. I'm gonna jinx the shit out of this. This is one ringy dingy. I don't know where this is gonna go. Got it. As gas stuff. This is gonna go. It's just gonna come right off. It's just gonna come right apart. Backwards. There it is. Whoo! Look at all that oil. Oh, it's done now. I don't know if the light's gonna show it, but this thing is caked in oil. So this is the exhaust side of the turbo, and it's just blowing raw oil into it. So turbo shot. Already busted it loose, so this came off without a fuss. This guy? Yep. Guy. Which one? Gasket. All right. Felt pretty good. All right, I believe right there is where we're hung up. There's a bracket. There's a bracket there that's holding this pipe. This is all disconnected. The shop manual does not specify to remove that, but this one you gotta.
You too. Good. Thank you for coming by.
Got it.
All right.
Ha!
He's the guy you thought was that person that was living behind the building.
So I just heard from George this morning. They're going to move the pot for next Saturday.
Yeah, okay.
You're going to be there for that.
The tank or the people with the...
So I don't know if you caught that, but Steve is actually taking the first of the nuts off of the studs to remove the exhaust manifold, and the whole stud is coming out with it. So right there in the middle, you see there's no stud, no nut. So our assumption was that the studs were broken. However, that was loose enough that he was able to do that by hand. So it's possible that they fell out.
Yeah, and they're lock nuts, which sometimes this is what happens with lock nuts because the locking mechanism in the nut is stronger than the.
Exhaust manifold off. Yeah. I got the socket. We got turbocharger off, the entire exhaust system out, the exhaust manifold off. No, they're broken off in there. Yeah, I've got a good vantage point right here if you want to step back.
Ooh, not nice.
No.
Not nice at all. Those bastards.
Yep.
The first.
Okay. All right, here we've got a left-handed drill bit that we're going to give a shot first. So Steve's about to center punch.
Looks like a lot of space, but
Right angle drill.
I don't know. I might be able to reach over the engine from... it or you get it went through.
What happened?
It came out.
Yep.
I want
My
you to
God.
look at that.
Lucky, lucky, lucky.
Look at that.
That's the beauty of left-hand drills.
All right, can we get lucky on the last one?
No.
I mean, just, okay, so I got here at 10. Look at all the things that are off the car.
Yeah.
Nothing put up a fight.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Don't
You
get
should have
cocky.
you should have waited and saying that until this one's going to be the death of us.
Hey, Steve.
Man.
I tell you what, I paid for this with the DeLorean.
Yeah, right.
That's, wow.
Damn.
All right, put this in a safe place because this is that's
Yeah,
gold.
They have saved the day for me a couple times.
Yep, that saved the week, possibly the month. Not sure about the year. All right, left-handed drill bits. Man, didn't even have to heat this stuff up. Came out. Both of those studs came out. All right, got the old gaskets on.
If we take this thing and put it in the lathe and chop some of this off so that this head is shallower, then this guy goes in here. We put an O-ring around here, and maybe we put an O-ring or something there, and I think that might seal.
It'll at least be good enough that we can move this thing around under its own power.
Right.
Okay, so here's what we're working on. Yeah, right here, this is the top of the oil cooler, and on the turbo model, there's a fitting that goes in there, and the high pressure hose for feeding the turbo connects to there. While we are rebuilding the turbo and otherwise working on this exhaust system, we would like to be able to move this car around our yard under its own power. To do that, we need to plug that hole. So what we have come up with is a solution to make a plug out of the original adapter and actually a fuel fitting for a DeLorean. So that's what we're doing. Oh, here's the part.
I hope you got the audio of that snort.
Yeah, I got the snort. All right, exhaust and intake bolted back up. We're just waiting for the rebuild kit on the turbo, and then we're going to put this thing together. Wait for it. Okay, so now it is time to get into this turbo. We have a turbo rebuild kit that we got from eBay. I don't have a lot of confidence in it, but it was only 40 bucks. So if we can make this thing work for $40, that's better than $300. If it doesn't work, then we'll just buy a $300 turbo and put it on. So the first thing we got to do, we got to get this pipe off, test it for leaks. I suspect where it's leaking from is here. We got to obviously have a new gasket for that, but we're going to we need to make sure that this return line is sound, and if it's not, I don't think we can get this, but there's a local hydraulic fabricator that we use for stuff like this that can, if we take them apart, they can make it for us. So that won't be cheap, but at least we can get it done. So the first thing I'm going to do is attempt to take this off. So we're going to use chemicals and heat. Fun times.
You need to have your regular.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah, I broke one bolt. One bolt got broken. We got this thing apart. Spent about an hour banging on it and heating it. Got nowhere. Used beeswax around the edge, and after that, one whack with a rubber mallet, and it came right loose. So that trick works. Here is the turbocharger. Oh. It is still very hot to the touch, so we're just gonna let it sit there for a minute.
Oh yeah, it's going easy. First time I've ever seen inside one of these, so I don't know what to expect.
Absolutely. Side. And shaft comes out. This comes out. That ball was on the floor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
One of them went easily. Yeah.
Wasn't bad. You have to go over one more lip? Is that what's going on? Yeah. Okay, update on the turbo here. So what Steve has done is gone ahead and replaced these oil control rings. So we suspect that may very well be a source of some of the oil getting into the exhaust system. Now what we're gonna do is we put the manifolds back on the car without the turbo, and you saw we rigged up a system to plug up the oil supply line to the turbo and also the return port on the oil pan. So what we want to do is run the car and see if there's still oil in the exhaust, and that would be coming from actually in the engine and somewhere inside the engine and not from the turbo itself. So I'll show you what we came up with here. We're going to get into the head and find something like missing or completely destroyed valve guide seals and stuff like that. So next step is to actually get the head off this thing and get it on the bench and go in and see what kind of destruction we see inside of it. So if you're into that sort of thing, please consider liking and subscribing, and we'll see you next time on TR3 Wrench Time. Working on a Mark II.